Welcome to Turkistan TV News. Chinese Communist Party media Blitz attacks United States human rights record. Daily Color News. With the 2022 Winter Olympics held in Beijing, the People's Republic of China is receiving unprecedented scrutiny for its human rights record. As pressure builds following the recognition of the Uyghur genocide by hundreds of human rights organizations and a growing number of governmental bodies, the PRC aims to change the subject. PRC state-run media is thus engaged in a protracted campaign of whereaboutism, working to render America's criticism moot by delegitimizing America's moral authority. With the Olympics in full swing, Chinese state-run media outlets have deflected criticism away from the human rights record of People's Republic of China by shifting focus on America's sins, whether real or imagined. The latest instance came on February 11, 2022, in a People's Daily piece criticizing the continued existence of the Guantanamo Bay detention facility and the China Daily cartoon taking aim at America's for-profit prisons. While the article condemning Guantanamo Bay lays blame on America's secret jails for allegedly obtaining a false justification for the Iraq War through torture, the cartoon depicts a caricature of a cigar-smoking capitalist observing a domestic prisoner sewing garments. The caption reading, "American private prison turned prisoners into money-growing trees." A related China Daily article from the same day labeled "For-Profit Prisons in the United States Modern Slavery" stating, "It's no secret that the United States government and private prison systems profit hugely under the guise of justice. Just another proof of United States' decaying system and the hypocrisy of its style of democracy." People's Daily and China Daily made no mention of the PRC's newly built detention centers accused of arbitrarily incarcerating ethnic Uyghurs and other Turkic ethnic groups. State-run China Central Television (CCTV) also reported on February 12, 2022 about allegations made within the recently released Radio Denmark documentary, which claims in the 1960s the CIA surreptitiously conducted auditory sensitivity experiments upon 311 Danish children while searching schizophrenia. The related China Daily article claims such an experiment would invariably violate the 1947 Nuremberg Code, which outlines standards to which physicians must conform when carrying out experiments on humanoid subjects, including receiving a subject's voluntary consent. China's Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian addressed the situation during the January 2022 presser saying, "The CIA human rights violations around the world are no news, but it's still shocking to learn that they even preyed on children." Zhao then made a reference to CIA's mind control project, Project Amki Ultra, which, according to the report of 1977 joint hearing before the Select Committee on Intelligence, included the administration of LSD to unwitting the citizens at all social levels, high and low, Native Americans and foreign, for the sake of behavioral control. Zhao said the CIA hired Nazi German doctors and war criminals from the Unit 731 of the Imperial Japanese Army and applied electroshock and high doses of LSD to conduct brainwashing experiments around the world, before adding, "The United States government always talks about human rights and democracy, but it doesn't practice what it preaches." Neither CCTV nor Zhao made mention of PRC's organ harvesting operations. China's state-run media outlet China Global Television News (CGTN) has even enlisted willing Americans to run cover for the PRC's human rights record. In December 28, 2021, special entitled United States and Modern Slavery, American editor of the Gray Zone website and recurring collaborator with CGTN, Max Blumenthal, aided Professor Victor Gao of Suzhou University in attacking the legitimacy of the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act by criticizing the various studies which underpin the act. Blumenthal also countenanced the notion slave labor in the United States outstrips the PRC's. Echoing China's Communist Party talking points, Blumenthal, former writer of The Nation and the Daily Beast, attacked the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, saying it relied entirely on information from partisan sources from Uyghur separatist organizations funded by the United States government, before later adding, Congress only hears from United States-backed separatist operations related to East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang, and the US-backed assets related to Hong Kong. Neither CGTN nor Blumenthal made mention of the PRC's long-standing Laogai, or re-education through labor system, which according to the Laogai Foundation has seen over 15 million prisoners enslaved. Oliver Stone appeared on CGTN in an October 2021 interview, where the Academy Award-winning film director of Platoon praised America's military tradition and exonerated the PRC from culpability in Uyghur genocide. Asked to comment on America's global posture in the wake of Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal, Stone said, "In the last 2 years of Trump, it was China. China was always in the news. China was the bad guy. It's very childish what's going on. But the United States has control over its news, and often its news is propaganda. So we started to hear about the Chinese. Huawei was the bad guy and the 5G was going to be taken over by Chinese. Again, this was the same thing as it mind warfare in the 1950s, where communism were going to take over. Now it's 5G, said Stone. Obviously in China, same thing with the labor system in East Turkestan. They were making all this accusation about genocide, which was insane because there was no proof of it. It was propaganda. During the interview, Stone also passed judgment on the Korean War, while commenting on the PRC's highest-grossing film to date, The Battle at Lake Changjin, a propaganda piece set during the war's legendary Battle of Chosin Reservoir. Stone called the Korean War a bloody, ridiculous war and unnecessary because it essentially came out of the fear of communism. So many civilians were killed, said Stone. People know about the North because we flattened it, but they don't know about the South. We also flattened a lot of the areas. Stone made no mention of the fact the Korean War was begun when the Communist North invaded the South, nor did he comment upon the existence of state-controlled news in the PRC or North Korea. In the run-up to the Olympics, Chinese state-run media have also attacked America's human rights record on the issues, such as Black Lives Matter and the police brutality, Operation Northwoods, Operation Mockingbird, African slavery, European colonization of America, and both the Yinhe and Gulf of the Tonkin incidents. The PRC has released reports on the human rights record of the United States in 2022, 2019, and 2018, and it's expected to release another report in March. China continues its labor abuse practices against Uyghurs. United Nations. A new United Nations report details a widespread and systematic program of abuse in East Turkestan, as well as China's vehement denial. China continues to carry out discriminatory work policies such as forced labor, impossible production expectations, and long working hours against Uyghurs in East Turkestan, so-called Chinese Xinjiang province. A United Nations committee said on Friday, urging Beijing to bring its employment practices in line with global standards. The report from the International Labour Organization stressed that China has violated various articles of Employment Policy Convention of 1964, which Beijing ratified in 1997, including the rights of freely choose employment. The 870-page report, titled Application of International Labor Standards, was an assessment by the Committee of Experts on the application of conventions and recommendations. It looks at different countries' progress from Congo to Afghanistan in relation to ratifying labor conventions and details abuse in the area like child labor, equality of opportunity, maternity protection, vocational training, and more. The committee sends the findings of the International Trade Union Federation to governments, details their response, and adds its own set of recommendations on the top of that. Findings presented to China. The International Trade Union Federation alleged that China continues to engage in widespread and systematic programs involving the extensive use of forced labor of Uyghurs and other Turkic and Muslims in East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang. Some 30 million members of the ethnic and religious Turkic people in East Turkestan, a false population statistics of China, are targeted based on their ethnicity and religion. The International Trade Union Confederation said, adding that Beijing justified its methods in a context of poverty alleviation, vocational training, re-education through labor, and de-extremification. A key feature of China's program is the use of forced labor in or around internment or re-education camps housing some 1.8 million Uyghurs and other Turkic or Muslim people in the region. The abuses take place in or around prisons and workplaces across East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang, and other parts of the country, according to ITUC. Life in the re-education centers or camps is characterized by extraordinary hardship, lack of freedom of movement, and physical and psychological torture, according to ITUC. It also allows prison labor in cotton harvesting and the manufacture of clothing and footwear. Outside East Turkestan, Uyghur workers live and work in segregation, are required to attend Mandarin classes, and are prevented from practicing their culture and religion. ITUC alleges. China's rebuttal. China's government responded to ITUC allegations, stressing that language training for ethnic minority workers in East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang, is necessary to increase their language skills and boost their employability. As for the allegations that the Uyghurs and other ethnic Turkic people in East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang, are not paid the local minimum wage, China stressed that the minimum wage system applies across the country. The claims that wages of some migrant workers in East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang, are as low as $114, approximately 729 yuan per month, are groundless, China added. The local government of East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang, has labor policies that protected the rights of all workers and addressed their complaints. However, Beijing pledged to take steps to strengthen the inspection of employer compliance with minimum wage provisions and call on employers to respect the minimum wage standards. The government provided detailed data on laws and policies regarding freedom of religion and said that it ensures equality among the 56 ethnic groups living in the country. China has policies ensuring freedom of religion and actively guides religions to adapt to the socialist society, the government said. The United Nations recommendations. After reviewing China's rebuttal, the committee expressing its deep concerns urged the government to review its national and regional policies with the aim of eliminating all distinctions, exclusion, or preference that impairs equality of opportunity. The unions must be able to play their roles in promoting equality of treatment in employment and occupation without discrimination based on race, national extraction, religion, or political opinions, the committee stressed. It urged China to provide detailed updated information on the measures taken to effectively prevent all forms of forced and compulsory labor. The committee also requested China make available the vocational training and education programs that form part of the poverty alleviation activities focused in East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang Autonomous Region, in publicly accessible institutions. That would allow everyone to benefit from these services on the equal basis, the committee said. The committee also asked the Chinese government to provide disaggregated statistical data on the nature of the different vocational education and training courses offered, as well as impacts of education and training on access to freely chosen employment. Iltaber from East Turkestan TV News reported.